Now we want to get to presidential politics. Donald Trump is set to give a highly anticipated speech on immigration tomorrow in Arizona.
And just this morning, the Republican nominee tweeted out a preview of those remarks, writing, quote, "From day one, I said that I was going to build a great wall on the southern border and much more. Stop illegal immigration. Watch Wednesday."
Katrina Pierson is the Trump campaign national spokesperson and joins us now from Dallas. Katrina, thanks for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you.
We just want to get these specifics and details that we know Donald Trump will outline tomorrow. How exactly will he deport, as he said he will, the 11 million undocumented workers in the country?
Well, what you're going to hear tomorrow is an outline of a multi-level process. I mean, obviously, this cannot be done in one day. But we have to do the basics because we can't just deport people and not secure the border and keep all the bells and whistles in place for them to just come right back in. So first, Mr. Trump wants to secure the border. Yes, he is going to build the wall. More importantly, we have to make sure that we have systems in place to make sure that Americans have jobs. He wants to implement E-Verify. He's going to do so many of those things that many people have wanted to do for a very long time, like ending sanctuary cities. And then at the end of that, he wants to go through a humane process to make sure that we can deport those still left here so they can get in the back of the line.
Katrina, last week you said that Donald Trump hasn't changed his immigration stance, that he's just changed the words he's saying. Can you explain what you meant?
Absolutely. This term deportation force came actually from a media interview. Those were not Mr. Trump's words. He just went along with that discussion. And so there was this uproar that somehow Mr. Trump wanted to round up people and deport them. And that's essentially not the case. We have ICE. It is the job of ICE to go out there and to deport illegal aliens in this country. And that's what he's talking about. That is the deportation force of the United States. It's not some brand new entity that Mr. Trump wanted to create. And one of the first things he's going to do is deport criminal aliens. What you're going to see different in a Trump administration, unlike an Obama administration, is Mr. Trump is not going to release thousands of murderers and rapists back into the United States community. Those criminals will be deported immediately.
So his policy hasn't changed then, Katrina?
No, not at all.
So it's the same
policy. He's going to
policy.
outline that for everyone tomorrow.
So tomorrow we'll just hear a rehash of what we heard on the campaign trail for the past few months.
Well, you're going to hear that, but you're also going to hear more details. And I think that's what really people are wanting to hear, how exactly he wants to do it. So he's going to put forth his vision. And he has said from day one that he doesn't want to be a president that writes executive orders to get his policy passed like this current president has done. He wants to do what he can do within the guidelines, which is law enforcement. First and foremost, the president's responsibility is to secure the nation. And that's going to be Trump's #1 priority.
And as the campaign tries to push specifics on its key message, Katrina, it's dealing with small controversies. There was a tweet from Pastor Mark Burns showing Hillary Clinton in blackface. He has since apologized for the image, but not for the message. How much is this distracting the campaign from its central effort right now?
Well, it's not a distraction for the campaign. I mean, and Pastor Burns, as you said, he apologized for the picture, but not the message. You know, as a black man living in these communities that we're discussing today, it's completely relevant that what he thinks and feels is important. You know, we never hear when these offensive things come out or perceived offensive things come out on the left. We don't hear this in the media cycle, but for some reason, Trump supporters are not allowed to have their First Amendment rights. This was a cartoon. This was not something that he created, and it conveyed a message that he feels Hillary Clinton has taken advantage of the black vote, which is echoed by many black Americans out there.
Will we hear Donald Trump address this in the campaign trail today?
Most likely not. Mr. Trump is focused on the speech tomorrow, and he really wants to make sure that contrast is out there while Hillary Clinton's taking a break from the campaign trail. Mr. Trump doesn't want to take the voters for granted. He wants to make sure that everyone understands his vision for the future of America.
Now, Donald Trump put out a statement yesterday blasting Hillary Clinton's judgment for potentially letting Anthony Weiner near information related to national security. However, Trump himself donated the maximum amount to Anthony Weiner's congressional campaigns. That's plural. So what does that say about Donald Trump's judgment?
Like Donald Trump has said, as a businessman, he's donated to a lot of candidates on the right and the left. That's something that he's always talked about and not hidden. But the important thing here is
but what
Donald
does it
Trump's
say
never
about
been in
his
charge of
judgment that he
national
chose
security.
to give his own money to Anthony Weiner, a man who he now describes in negative terms?
He now describes Hillary Clinton in negative terms as well. Mr. Trump has always said he's donated to politicians on both sides. And in fact, you can look up in open secrets, most major corporations donate money to both sides of the aisle.
So my question is, what does that tell us about Donald Trump's professional judgment? He attends weddings, he was socializing with the Clintons, he donated his money. And what does that tell us about his business judgments?
It tells you that he's an extremely strong and powerful and smart businessman, and you can see that by the company that he's actually run. He is not in charge, however, of public service, passing policy, or national security, wherein that would make a difference.
And Katrina, do you think that the campaign's position still stands about Huma Abedin's marriage to Anthony Weiner, that they are putting national security at risk?
Well, Mr. Trump asked the question. He didn't make the allegation. We do know that Huma Abedin was someone that had a dual role between the State Department and the Clinton Foundation, and these new emails show that she was pretty much operating as a concierge service for the Clinton Foundation donors with access to the State Department. And we know that Huma Abedin had left classified information in a car in a foreign government. So clearly she probably left them laying around the house. So Mr. Trump simply asked the question, has he been exposed to national security, things that could threaten national security? And if he has, who did he tell? It was just a question.
It was interesting, the Hillary campaign put out on Saturday that she went into the FBI briefing unaccompanied with any aides. What do you make of that?
Well, I don't make anything of it. I mean, this is something that Hillary Clinton has been doing for the last few months. The last time she spoke to the FBI, it was not under oath. The FBI has come out with a conflicting message, and Hillary Clinton's not even on the campaign trail. We're at 269 days without a press conference. She's had to answer no questions about 3 FBI field offices that wanted to investigate the Clinton Foundation for possible corruption. She has not had to answer to why she had people in the State Department serving as a concierge to the Clinton Foundation for her donors. She has not answered a single question. So we don't know what to make of this.
And on your point, Katrina, Hillary Clinton has faced her own controversies and questions of judgment over the past few weeks and months. Yet still, Donald Trump has yet to lead Hillary Clinton in national polls week after week since the Republican and Democratic conventions. Why does the campaign think that is?
Well, I guess you'll also notice in the polls that gap is closing. She's no longer leading by double digits. Another poll came out in swing states where they're actually neck and neck, statistically tied in some areas. And moving forward, I think you're going to see that gap continue to close.
Trump campaign national spokeswoman Katrina Pierson, thank you.
Thanks, Katrina.
Great to be here. Thank you.